All right, welcome back. We have plenty to talk about today. It's the weekend. Hope everyone's enjoying themselves. Bitcoin still looking bullish. I mean, yes, we're overextended, but when Bitcoin's bullish, get out of its way. The whole cryptocurrency market looking great. So we want to take a look at a few different cryptos today, and we just want to maintain an optimistic approach because when we are trending up, I've said this before that you want to be looking for longs. When we're trending down, you want to be looking for shorts. But clearly the trend is up, so throw the RSI, the stochastics out the way. Let's look for bull patterns. Let's look for a bullish bias, okay? So this is Crypto Rolly, the crypto watch that never stops. We do live technical analysis, price predictions, and trading almost on a daily basis. So if you like these videos, hit the like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you want to see in the next video even, okay? I would be happy to take some requests. And let's just go ahead and jump into the market. Remember, this is not financial advice. These are my own opinions and ideas on the market, so trade at your own risk, okay? So we can see the real volume on Bitcoin is low, but it is the weekend, and this is expected every weekend. We're at 700 million, and we can see that we have slight gains across the majors right here. More importantly, I have an article on Bitcoin SV up almost 16%, and we can talk about why. The Crypto Fear and Greed Index at a 56, still hanging around, pretty neutral. And our block halving for Bitcoin is in 93 days. All right, so BSV, Bitcoin Satoshi's Vision, and Bitcoin Cash are surging. And they actually have a halving coming in April. So Bitcoin's halving is going to be in May, and we have the BSV BCH halving in April. So we're seeing a pump in the price of those cryptos, and this could be pushing the whole market as a whole. So we have Bitcoin having hype, and we have BSV and BCH having hype. Last year we had the Litecoin having hype, and we could see Litecoin was leading the market, and we saw the rally in Bitcoin and pretty much all crypto. And then right before the Litecoin halving, there was a pullback. So we could see the same thing, but the halving for BSV, BCH isn't till April. So we could continue to rally through February, maybe through March, and then have a pullback around then. Who knows? But this is bullish for both of those, okay? And then also we have Ethereum. Ethereum has had quite the rally as well. I would say Ethereum has been pretty undervalued like a lot of altcoins. And, we saw it break above 200. People are talking about 300 right now. In the past, see, Ethereum's run up in 2017 had a lot to do with ICOs. And basically, all of the ICOs were built on Ethereum, and people were just throwing their money into crypto. They didn't even know what the project was, but they were like, hey, man, price is going up. It doesn't matter. And then basically, after the bubble pop, everyone was selling, and most of these ICOs have lost over 90% over the past year or two. And then you even have the SEC talking about ICOs as securities. So there is hesitation with regulation in the ICOs, and you take that out of the equation in Ethereum. We were like, okay, what's going to be the next catalyst for Ethereum? Well, the next catalyst for Ethereum has been the decentralized finance market. And it says we have a billion mark on Ethereum. So that's $1 billion tied up in DeFi built on Ethereum. So you're talking about like the Celsius network. Basically, if you need cash, you need USD, but you don't want to sell your Bitcoin or other cryptocurrencies, you can lend your Bitcoin, receive USD, and you'll tie that Bitcoin up on whatever, DeFi platform that is. And when you're ready to pay back in US dollars, you'll get your Bitcoin back without losing any Bitcoin. So say you are a believer, we're going to 100K, we're going to 1 million, but you need that cash, but you don't want to sell your Bitcoin. Well, you can lend your Bitcoin, borrow cash, and then once you pay the cash back, get your Bitcoin. Anyways, this has become more and more popular, and it's being built on Ethereum. So now Ethereum looks like they have a new catalyst to push its price up, okay? Also, like I said, everything's looking very undervalued. And we'll look at some altcoins for a moment. And as I'm speaking, wow, price is at 9,919, new yearly high, on camera, live. We're making a push for it, guys. All right, so 9926, 9928. Let's go down to the 4-hour, just check it out. Okay, so basically, I've been really good at shorting past year or two. Whenever we have a rally up and then we start to see a correction, I've been able to use my moving averages to see each level that we're looking at. But when we're moving up and your moving averages are underneath you, sometimes it's like, okay, well, where are my targets? I've been programmed for the bear market. I got to switch my style, okay? These bear patterns like rising wedges, typically in a bear market are going to break down bearish, but we're in a bull rally. So I need to stop looking at these bear signals. I need to be looking for bull signals. Of course, we're going to have pullbacks on the way. That's why you just have to keep risk management in mind, trades with under 1% risk per trade type stuff like that. So, if you just constantly look for long setups, you're more likely going to have a successful trade. And every now and then, yes, you will fail and you'll have your stop loss hit, but it'll be a minimal amount. Currently 99.40, breaking above this rising wedge. Okay, so the pattern is still valid, but it doesn't have to break bearish because we are bullish right now. I did want to see a 4-hour close above this rising trend line. You had a touch, and we are breaking out of it, looking good. So where would the next target be on the, we're just looking at a 4-hour. I'm going to start using more horizontals, okay? The horizontals are going to give me my edge on our way up, okay? So let me go out to the daily. So on the daily, where can I find these horizontals? Well, we had the horizontal at 95.50, 9600. We talked about that extensively, how it was support, resistance, and we were looking for it as resistance again. And it did form a little bit of resistance, and then we came back, found support here, which, look at this. You can see there was a trading range from this low to this high here, and we formed the exact same range here. Found support, so it was a nice resistance flip support. We're breaking out, finding support above 95.50, and currently breaking above our new our resistance, maybe possibly flip support horizontal. And this is coming in. Sorry, let me look a little closer. I have it at 98. Sorry, yeah, 98.60, 98.50. Okay. So if we're able to break above this, maintain, the next level up I see is 10,350. And basically I'm using previous price action to find these horizontals. You can see a little range was formed here. Your top on the wick was here. You can see that there was a top on this move here, top on this move here, top on this move here. So that would be the next level up all the way at 10,800. So I'm looking at these to form the next ranges on the way up, okay? So currently looking good. I think 10K is also a psychological price as well. So I think we will hit 10K, and then we want to blast through it. We did talk about BitMEX open interest was really high. I was saying that I think there was a lot of longs that could be squeezed to the downside. But if we're going to think bullish and think optimistic, then we got to think, hey man, there's a lot of shorts who have placed their stops here, which are about to get liquidated. You have people who will get liquidated above here. The bears, there's still a lot of bears in the game, okay? So we could just get a huge rocket ship up. I'm looking for a candle like this right here to really squeeze the shorts, and maybe that would drop the BitMEX open interest. If we get a nice 15% candle, we can see from the bottom of this candle to the top of it, almost 18%. Let's take a look, just see where we are, because this is a major point of either make or break. We're either going to form our higher high and continue higher, and if we do get that higher high, especially on the weekly, you could see a major pump. Or if we get rejected here, it could be a savage sell-off. So I think one way or another, you will see either that you'll see the open interest drop tremendously. So we are looking at an 18% from here. Let's say just here. Let's go 18% up. Okay, 15% you're talking about 11,200. 18% we're talking about 11,500. Okay, but you do have this descending trend line from the 20K to 14K. So I imagine there will be a lot of resistance in this level as well. All right, I've been bouncing around just because I saw the price action jumping off. What I want to look at real quick on the weekly, we'll take a look at Ethereum. And we'll throw on our moving averages. Okay. Throw away the drawings. Okay, so on Bitcoin, we've talked about staying above the 21 weekly EMA, and I would say that's safe to say about any asset. So Ethereum currently is well above the 21 EMA on the weekly. In fact, we're above the 100 EMA and the 50 EMA. So this is looking very bullish, and we want to see this maintain above to continue. So so a couple things I want to talk about. And you can see this on pretty much any. Let's go to ADA, Cardano real quick. Again, above the 21 EMA. EOS, I know, is well above it as well. So this is great as a signal for a bull market cycle. I'm talking about a year or two, okay? Not just a month of alt season. I'm talking about like long-term investing, okay? Basically, if you had, oh guys, we're breaking out, and you wanted to buy in down here, this could have been a great trade for you. But as a long-term investor, I wasn't quite satisfied. Now that we are closing weekly candles above the 21 EMA, as an investor, you can either do two things. You can start dollar cost averaging and accumulating. As long as we stay above the 21 EMA, you can be accumulating. Or maybe you want to wait for a pullback. We will see a pullback. Let's look at the daily. We're just on EOS as an example. You can see that your RSI is overextended in the overbought territory, okay? So if you think that we'll get a pullback, well, you want to wait, for things to cool off, and then maybe you make another buy. We are a bit overextended, so if this was just a trade, like a short-term day trade, I'm not too excited until I see a bigger pullback and get a better opportunity at buying the dip. But if you're thinking long-term, as long as we're above the 21 EMA, it's a good time to be bullish, okay? So there's a difference between, a long-term investment and then a day trade, okay? So as far as a day trade, it's kind of sketch just how we've been, up and up and up without a pullback. A pullback would be a safer opportunity on a day trade. For example, back here, once we retested the 10 simple, this was a better opportunity for a trade, okay? So maybe if we retest on EOS specifically, the 50 EMA. But if you look across the board, TRX is above its 21 EMA weekly. What else can we look at? Litecoin, also, closing candles. Everything as a whole looks good. We've just had a very amazing rally. We're looking at Litecoin. Litecoin's up 40%. So, like I say, there will be a pullback. We haven't had much of one. So if you're looking for a short-term trade, maybe wait for the pullback. If you're thinking long-term, now is the time to be considering accumulation, dollar cost averaging. Excuse me. All right, we're on a roll. Crypto rolly roll. All right, so I think I've talked about what I wanted to say basically as a whole, that now is the time to be even considering your long-term investments. Just keeping in mind that weekly 21 EMA. All right, so that was a lot. And Bitcoin still 99.27, looking very healthy, looking good. We're going to do our usual breakdown. and then we'll revisit this in a day or two, okay? So on our 4 hour, we can see that we came down, tested the yellow 21 EMA, we found a bounce, started closing candles back above the blue 10 simple, and we are making our march up. If you look a little closer to our drawing tools, you can see that we had that rising trend line. We're breaking above that, looking nice for confirmation. We also had a horizontal I have drawn around here. It was like 98.25. You could see we were meeting resistance, couldn't get candle body closes above. We closed this candle body, and we're making that attempt up. So this is all looking very good as far as patterns and horizontals. You know, since I talked a lot in the beginning, we'll skip the Bollinger Bands and the Ichimoku clouds. Just stick with the moving averages. And also I have my MACD up. I'm not going to look at the 4 hour, but looking at our stochastic, you can see on the 4 hour we are getting that stochastic up. So this could be a nice little bounce spot as we march to 10K and see if we can break it. Going on to the 12 hour. 12 hour, Stokes are still up. They haven't crossed down yet, so still looking good. Your RSI, you know, I was looking at possible bearish divergence on the RSI, but we are forming a new high on the RSI. So let's, you know, throw that one out the window. Okay. Your MACD is still bullish on the 12 hour. And let's take a look at our moving averages. Moving averages, you know, you still have the 10 simple support will be all the way down at 96.13. So if we end up, you know, meeting some resistance, get a pullback, look for the 10 simple to hold as support, 96.13. That's also going to be, you know, the 95.50, 9600 horizontal resistance that goes way, way, way back. So that's going to line up in the same area. As long as we maintain 95.50, 9600, I am definitely still bullish. We're looking for, you know, we're looking for bull flags, that type of stuff. On the dailies, we bounced off the 10 simple here, still marching up. You had a golden cross here, the orange 50 EMA over the green 200 EMA. You have the 21 EMA cross over the 200 simple. You know, our 100 EMA cross over the 200 EMA. So now you have the 10, 21, 50, 100, 200, the 377, everything is in order. Now we're going to start looking for these to cross above the 200 simple, and our 200 simple is also flattening out. This is good to see. You know, it was on a decline, and now we can see it starting to straighten out. And if we can start getting an upward slope on the daily 200 simple, you're looking extra bullish. Our stochastics cross back up, looking bullish. Your RSI, you know, I was afraid of, you know, I was afraid of bearish divergence. We are not getting that. We are getting a higher high on the price, and you're also seeing the RSI form a new higher high. You even had a bit of an ascending triangle, this upward trend line here with the horizontal, and we're breaking the ascending triangle on the RSI. This is looking bullish. Every time that we've broken above, you can see we had massive rallies back here. Let's close this out. You had the massive rally here. That was that 18% candle we talked about. We had this run up here once we broke into the overbought area on the daily, and again here. So could we, you know, get a massive move that forces all the shorts and bears to close their positions? Possibly. And our MACD is still bullish as well on the daily. Okay, let's go to the weekly. The weekly MACD still bullish and looking good. We talked about, you know, the last time this happened here, that was a 300% gain. So are we looking at another major run up? Possibly. And your RSI is, you know, broke this downtrend, formed a higher high on the RSI. Your stochastics are still going up. We get our weekly close tomorrow, and if we close at current price, we will get a higher high on the candle bodies. So, you know, you're finally breaking this downtrend of high, lower high, and you're getting a higher high on the weekly. We did already get a 3-day higher high, I believe. We'll close this week, our 3-day today in about 2 hours, but you do have a 3-day higher high as well. So everything is still looking bullish. It's just we're going in the straight line here that kind of freaking everybody out. But, when Bitcoin wants to be parabolic, the parabolic curve is going to look something rounded, and go like that. Okay. Unfortunately, with parabolic action, they usually have a pretty harsh rejection once they do hit that final point. But we haven't hit that. We haven't had that blow off top, a major wick to the upside. So we're still looking good in this parabolic action. All right. So, yeah, I think that's that. I've talked enough, guys. Hope everyone's, optimistic. Realize, though, if we do get a pullback, be prepared for that. But the pullbacks are going to be meant for buying. As long as we're above the 21 weekly EMA, whether it's Bitcoin or it's Bitcoin Cash, EOS, Cardano, Tezos, it's looking healthy. Okay? Hit that like, comment, subscribe. This is Crypto Rolly. We'll see you next time. I'm out.